every civilization. The sky was the first scripture. Before printing presses, before cathedrals, before laws carved into stone, there were lights overhead that never stopped moving, and someone always claimed the right to interpret them. The earliest temples were not built as churches. They were built as instruments, calibrated to the heavens. Monolithic corridors aligned to solstices, altars positioned for equinox sunrise, ritual calendars synchronized to celestial mechanics. This wasn't spirituality as modern people imagine it. It was infrastructure, a technology of prediction. And prediction is power, because once you can forecast the floods, the seasons, the eclipses, you can forecast society itself. You can decide when to plant, when to harvest, when to wage war, when to tax. The priesthood didn't need to control every sword, only the calendar, only the story of the sky. Watch the pattern repeat. In Sumer, the heavens were a divine bureaucracy. In Egypt, the pharaoh's legitimacy was written in star theology. In Mesoamerica, rituals were timed with brutal precision to astral cycles. And in the Mediterranean world, celestial symbols migrated like viruses, from cult to empire, from temple to church. Here's the uncomfortable question. Did people invent gods to explain the stars? Or did elites weaponize the stars to manufacture gods? Look at how the mechanism works. First, you identify a phenomenon the public can't control. Lightning, drought, disease, eclipse. Then you attach it to a narrative only an initiated class can interpret. Then you build a gatekeeping institution around that narrative. The result is predictable. Obedience, offerings, hierarchy. Eclipses were the perfect weapon. The sky dies in midday. The sun is eaten. The crowd panics. And then the specialists emerge, chanting, timing, performing the ritual, pretending to restore cosmic order. They don't just explain the heavens, they claim to negotiate with them. Now scale that up. If the sky is a kingdom, then the priests become its diplomats. The people become subjects, and the institution becomes the only bridge between terror and comfort. The most monolithic trick is that astrotheology doesn't vanish when religions change names. It mutates. The symbols get baptized. The calendar gets rebranded. The same celestial architecture gets reinterpreted as new revelation. Old star gods become saints. Old festival dates become holy days. Old temple alignments become miracles. And then the story hardens into law. Once a society accepts that heaven authorizes authority, earthly rulers gain a cosmic alibi. Kings become chosen. Empires become destiny. Conquest becomes divine plan. The sky becomes a stamp of approval. But the sky never spoke in human language. People did. Institutions did. And the ones who controlled the interpretation controlled the population. So when you look up tonight, remember, the stars are real, but the monopoly on their meaning was engineered. The heavens were not only admired, they were annexed, and the first empire may have been built, not on land, but on the sky.